Welcome, guys, to Lost in the Desert podcast. I'm your boy Karim.
My name is Issam, and this is episode 8.
Yes, episode 8.
Damn, I almost messed that up because I was like,
That's
episode
all
8.
right. I know you don't know how to
We're
count, so it's
close to
fine.
10.
We are close to 10. What did we say we were doing for 10?
We're celebrating. We're going out to dinner.
Crab Shack.
No, Angry Crabs.
Angry Crab, my bad. Angry Crab.
Where'd you get Crab Shack from?
I don't know.
Angry
It's
Crabs is
all
just a
crab.
seafood place.
Bro, it's crab and
No, it's not
that's
the
all I
same. It's
want.
not the same. Don't disrespect Angry Crabs like that.
I love Angry Crab. What are you talking about? I'm always there.
Yeah. So that'll be the celebration.
All right, so yeah, can't wait. I don't know how that's going to work.
Thanks for
I don't know
everybody.
how we include you guys in that, but
I do want to say thanks for everybody that's still listening. Also still giving us feedback, still engaging with us on the comments. So we really appreciated it. We've been getting some good feedback, man. Still.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hating on my short shorts, but that's fine.
Yeah. To everybody that's been saying Mr. Short Shorts, I just want to say thank you for those comments.
Y'all
They're
are not
making
fly
my day.
anyway.
I'm glad you're getting shitted on for your short shorts. But now look at me. I'm wearing shorts too today because it's hot. Arizona right now is disgusting, and
It's not as hot as people think it is.
it is hot for me. I hate this. Like I miss winter already.
Our podcast is called Lost in the Desert. We have to show a little more resilience, you know?
That's true.
We got to show a little more resilience. Anyway.
Anyways, also shout out to my boy Ron Garcia. He saw our clip. That was dope.
Oh yeah, Ryan did see the video.
Let's go, champ.
At least he didn't say anything about me calling him a bitch, but that's fine.
I know. Thank God he didn't show your face. Because honestly, if he was like, "Yo, this," I would have been like, "Man, do what you need."
Yeah, I'm not really competitive like that, and I don't really care.
Yeah,
but I was
now-
like, last thing I need is somebody
But
like.
that just shows you, bro. Like some people just watch it. Like
Hey.
you might never know who was watching. So that's kind of cool of him.
So, we've been doing this just because this is the last real chance for us to get any sort of good basketball. So we're gonna be starting with sports for a long time.
Yeah. The playoffs have been amazing too. So let us be. This is where we live.
Get closer to the mic.
But as far still.
Yeah, it's fine. But anywho, I was dead as wrong. Let's say I will take the L on this one. I was dead as wrong
I like that.
on how
I like how we're starting.
on how the Phoenix series went. I'm dead as wrong about how the Philly series went, and I was also wrong about how the Lakers series went.
Oh, so
well, I didn't.
Well,
I'm not gonna
that makes me
say I'm
wrong
not gonna
too
say
then.
I was wrong about the Lakers series because I still say Lakers in 6, but you know we're 1-1. So
by the way, game 3 is happening right now.
yeah, so we're recording on Saturday.
And so we're gonna try to finish it so we can get the second half. But it's gonna be the Warriors. I don't see the Lakers winning it still at all. They got dominated last game, and that's how it's gonna be moving forward because Warriors got some enough time to rest. Because like I said, they played Sunday, they went straight to Tuesday, right after us a big tough game on Sunday. So they did very well. I'm proud of that. Clay is just last game was just balling, and I'm so glad Clay is like that.
He was.
Yeah.
I'm not disappointed. I am disgusted in how they played that one game, but I'm
Nah,
not
I
too
don't
worried
care.
about the
I don't care.
series.
That's how it's gonna be.
Because so far it looks like every team has had that. Every team has had that one
because
wild L.
They won the first game because Lakers had enough time to rest, and then Suns were still recovering. So it's 4-1
I mean,
Warriors.
the Warriors.
4-1 Warriors. I am wrong about the Phoenix Suns. I can't believe they didn't get at least one game in Denver, and they played well last night. But they still had.
It was still close.
Yeah, it was still close.
It was still close until the very end. I think.
But you were.
Didn't I say Denver in 6? What did I say?
I think you said Denver in 6. I thought the Suns were gonna be. No, actually, no. We're talking about the Suns versus what was the first team they?
The Kings? No, not the Kings.
No.
The Clippers.
Clippers.
I was right about that one, wasn't I?
No, I'm talking about me.
Oh, you. Okay.
But I never actually predicted on the Denver and the podcast. I did it outside because we talked about the whole week. I did say Denver after the first game. I was like, Denver is just playing different.
Well, I said after the second game, I really said Denver in 5, but then that wasn't on the pod. I said Denver in 5 because the way the Phoenix played, like Phoenix played good and Denver still played good and they lost. I was they balled out they balled out yesterday.
No, my guess is Denver will win Sunday here in Arizona and then finish it off at home, and that's it.
Do you know what? What's his name? Jokic got that game, like points wise. That game they lost, the game that Denver lost.
27.
I think it was like 30-something 17.
Oh, I was way off.
It was like 30. I think it was like 30-something 17.
But,
I think.
But then when he played,
But the 17 rebound, he had a triple double first of all.
But if you actually watch it, like the first half, he wasn't even trying, and he was still dangerous. Like,
I think that's how he looks. He looks so slow and like lame. It makes you look like he's not trying.
But he can't guard.
It looks effortless.
You can't guard him.
but he had like a triple double. It was like a high triple
Yeah.
double. I was worried, like, what's Murray doing?
Because I believe Denver is gonna be Denver against the Warriors now. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be a very tough to guard the Joker.
For the Warriors?
Yeah. Because I don't know if Kevin Looney is gonna have that.
No.
Yeah.
Or Draymond.
Or Draymond for
Or
sure.
Draymond.
Unless Draymond does something to injure him, but I'm just saying. But
It was wild. I was very disappointed in the way the Lakers played.
fuck 'em.
But nobody was surprised. I wasn't surprised that AD was gonna have a relaxed game because he dropped like 30 something. It was a baller game that first game, and then the second game I was like, oh,
because he was well
barely gave
rested.
us.
They were all well rested.
No, because AD is always inconsistent. He'll always
Yeah.
give you one good game, one shit game, one good game, one shit
Depends
game.
on his mood.
Depends on his mood.
That's the worst.
Depends on
That's
his
the worst
mental.
type of person to have on a team.
Yeah.
But
It
I
is.
would say that in the Warriors, though, Jordan Poole is just fucking everybody up. His attitude, his everything, he's just messing everything up.
Did you think that shot was a bad shot?
He had enough time to actually still set it up better.
It
was way too far.
I disagree.
He still had enough time.
I don't think he did. And let me tell you why from my vantage point. If you're watching Jordan, so Jordan gets the ball, right? And then what happens? Schroeder is running towards the line. If he had taken 2 steps forward, he would have taken 2 steps forward, gathered his shot. Schroeder would have been right there, and now he has a closer shot but a contested shot.
Or you shouldn't have even.
Or you shot a further shot and an open shot.
Or
Jordan Poole's not a bad for 3-point shooter. We've seen them all do. Like everybody's been saying, we've seen them all do this.
Yeah, or he should never even got the ball. Honestly, either Steph or Clay.
I think worst case scenario, he probably should have just passed it back to Steph.
I think that's what Steph was.
I don't think he should have tried to go
even
closer for a shot. I think he should have. If he wanted to shoot for a 2, he could have grabbed the ball, pump faked, ran for a
but
2,
they needed a 3 though.
and then but it would have tied and gone to overtime.
No,
You either go because they were down 2. They needed 3 to win.
Oh yeah,
they were down 2. They needed 3 to win. So I would, if again, whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares what I think? But I wouldn't have gone for a 3 if I was Jordan. I probably would have, because that space behind Schroeder was completely empty. He could have pump faked. The Lakers are just in there watching, like, to seeing what happens and just praying, like, let me just see him miss him. Like, defense was really relaxed on that play. And if you watch him, if he had gone for a closer 3, he would have been contested by Schroeder. Probably wouldn't have made it. Might have gotten fouled, but probably wouldn't have made it. I would have gone pump fake. I would have pump faked. Right, gone closer. We would have had that whole opening to shoot, and you probably would have gotten a 2.
I think Steph thought he was going to pass it back, and I don't know why Jordan Poole thought he was that guy though.
But Steph wasn't open. If Steph wanted it
I know-
back,
no,
Steph should have moved.
well,
Steph just stood there and, like, bro, if you wanted an open shot, Steph had a defender on him. He should have passed it,
Or Clay,
moved, and then that's how it
whatever.
works.
It
And
happens,
you didn't pass
but
it
they
back.
bounce back.
It does happen. I don't think it was a bad shot. Right, and we can speculate all we want, but it is what it is.
But the way he's playing, man, it just like I feel sad because last year he was like great, and something happened this year. Maybe
Draymond punched him in the face.
Yeah, he got dropped too.
That was a dirty. That was a dirty punch,
I do
though.
feel like this offseason either it's one of them is gonna go.
I don't think so.
Yeah, one of them is gonna go this offseason if they don't get their shit together. Because even like there's I don't know if you saw this clip though. Where Draymond trying to talk to Poole when they called timeout, and Poole like pushed him to the side, like brushed him off.
I didn't see that.
And Steph went straight to Poole, and he's like, "Get your shit together." He's like, "I don't know what the fuck are you doing?" This is during the Kings series. He's like, "Don't be doing this."
Oh,
right
during
now.
the King series, no.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, don't be doing this right now."
Oh, he's right.
Yeah, and that's why before Game 7, where they were saying that when they lost game because they could have finished it at 6 apparently, like, none of them could have slept. Draymond talks about this in his podcast where he said Steph gave him a speech to the whole team, and he said, if you're not going to take this seriously and get your shit together, don't get on the bus to play Game 7. And then and Draymond said that everybody knew after that speech that Steph was going to do something special.
I know what you mean.
And he dropped 50.
Now I know what you're talking about. It's the Steph speech. I don't know what they said, but I do remember.
Nobody said what he said. Like, they just said that it was very, very powerful.
Yeah, he gave him some. Draymond was like, "Oh, he gave him some badass speech," and everyone was like checked in afterwards or something.
Yeah, and honestly, that's why it's like I feel like if Steph just continues being this type of leader, man, the franchise it will never die. The dynasty will never die.
I agree with you, but I don't think anyone's gonna go. I don't think the core 3 are gonna go anywhere.
They can't
until they decide they want to go.
They won't. There's no. The only person I see leaving Warriors is Draymond just to play with LeBron because that's his boy.
I don't think so.
And he even said he wants to play with LeBron.
But I don't think LeBron wants to play with him.
No, he will. He's his boy.
We've been through that. That whole friends thing doesn't work out.
Why? Because of Westbrook.
No, just the whole working with friends thing doesn't really work out, especially on, like on a large scale like that. And
Yeah.
then with Draymond's personality, how he talks. But my biggest disappointment this week was the Sixers Boston, right?
Mm.
And firstly,
Yeah, they messed up my.
congratulations
They messed.
to Joel Embiid,
Yeah,
right?
but you fucked up my parlay, son. You're supposed to win at home after you get your trophy.
We can't give the man just like a congratulations.
Fuck no, you messed up my parlay, dude. I was trying to pay. I was
And
trying to eat good that day.
I was watching. So who do you think should have won MVP
Steph Curry,
between how big do you think the gap between Embiid, Joker, and Giannis was?
Giannis.
Because those are the top three. How big do you think it was
That's a hard. Dude,
in terms of performance for the season? Not voting, in terms of performance for the season.
from those three, I would have given it to Giannis.
Not bad.
But
I
then
would have had
but
Embiid, Giannis, than Joker, but
Joel winning this one, like winning this one is great being MVP. But people gotta understand who was his competition. The other two were also great. It wasn't like oh, he deserved it. We're not surprised. Like, bro, that's a tough MVP to win.
did you know?
Like, that's like that's a flex. He's like, oh, you should have seen who's my contenders.
So
Like,
I got these numbers that I'm about to give out from. Well, I got this fact from Gilbert
Where?
Arenas' podcast,
okay,
and when they were
Shout out
talking
to
about
them.
it, shout out to Gil, Agent Zero. I used to like my first 2K was 2008. He was my favorite player on the 2K. I don't know why.
2K 2008.
2K 2008, whatever. It was like
Damn,
my
you're
favorite.
old,
I think it
bro.
was the PSP.
Gosh, you're so old,
Yeah,
bro.
I think it was when the PSP came out. So whatever the 2K, I think it was 08,
Yeah.
09, whenever when the
Oh, but
PSP.
I think they're bringing the PSB back. But anyways, go ahead.
But anyway, um, I didn't know that all three players have been putting up the exact same numbers for the past 3 years, and all three players improved 1 or 1.5 from their numbers from like last year.
Wow.
Like on the key
Yeah.
numbers from last year. I'm like, you're
The
literally at this
consistent.
point just passing it around
Yeah.
because it doesn't matter. Everybody got a little bit better than last year. Giannis got a little bit better than last year, and B got a little bit better than last year. Jokic got a little
They
bit better than
definitely
last
watch
year,
each other's tapes for sure.
right?
They
So
definitely be watching each other's tapes.
it's crazy. Like at this point, how do you decide what the
That's
most
tough,
valuable
man.
player is? What's the most MVP to you? Most valuable player. What is your criteria? I'm not going to argue with you.
It has to do with wins, and it also has to do with leadership. Because I mean, like you can score, be selfish every game and drop 30 plus, but it's like, is your team winning? Are you making a difference? It's like environment. So that's why, like to me, my MVP is Steph Curry. Like
Okay.
that type of
How do you
player.
how do you quantify that for voting though to give somebody an award based on that? How do you track that?
That's tough. That's tough because from that's really tough. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah. My,
Possibly like the first thing is just like the wins. Also the team numbers. Like for example, like if you're dropping 30, then your other two players are dropping 15, 20. That makes sense because that means that you're leading your team. You're not carrying the team by yourself. Does
okay.
that make sense? So that would be one of my things because like I mean, any player can just cherry pick and drop 25 plus, 10 rebounds, and make his numbers look good, but they're not winning. They're not going to playoffs. Nobody likes him. I mean, like you can't be like, oh, this guy's an MVP because he has
Right.
better numbers in this type of status.
The most valuable player for me, if I had to like
Yeah.
set up a criteria to voting, like somebody's like, hey, you want to vote for MVP? I would look for, first of all, your team has to be in the playoffs. I don't care if you have to get there through the play-in, right?
Yeah,
You
that
have to
makes sense. Like,
be.
so it's called
Yeah,
like
like
wins.
you have to, because if you're not willing, if you're the most valuable player to a winning team, to a team, that team has to be winning. So it has to
Yeah.
be plus 500, right? Or in the
Exactly.
playoffs through the play-in. I don't care how it is,
Yeah.
right? So that's the first thing the team has to be. Then you have to be at least in my mind in like the eight top eight in scoring. You don't have to be the scoring leader, but you have to be the top eight in
I would say
scoring.
top five. Top five. Top eight is too much.
But I only say top eight because if you look at the gap between them, it's like
It's very close.
it's very, very close.
Okay,
So you
that's
could
fair,
be like
that's fair,
number
that's
one
fair.
could be like 30, number
fair.
10 could be like 27. You know what I mean? Like it's
Mhm.
very, very close. And to average like that, those kind of numbers, like say, oh, he's averaging 27, he's averaging 30. It's still fucking hard to average 27, like as a player,
Fair.
right? You got to be locked in.
But that's how the
But
thing too. Like when I started to cut you off, but the
Mhm.
leadership part, like when Joel won and they showed that video, you see his whole team celebrating him. That's what I'm saying. Like that's okay. That's somebody that's MVP. Imagine if somebody just cherry picking their numbers, and then they win MVP, and then his team is like, yeah, we get it, we don't care. Like we're not winning though.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's part of the criteria.
And lastly, I would make sure that that player is not just good like offensively, but good defensively.
It has to be. It has to be both ways.
Like if somebody like is averaging 36, but he's giving you 1 assist, 2 rebounds,
1 steal every other game.
Yeah, 1 steal every other game. Oh, somebody's coming in.
It's all right. We're good.
Hi.
No, you're good. You want to get interviewed or no? Never mind.
Don't ask her that. I'm trying to have that
Hey,
lady
she might be somebody. You might never know, man.
All right.
Anyways, we were saying we're not gonna even keep it raw.
But anyway, so I would look at, so if somebody's averaging like, let's say like 36,
Yeah,
but he's not giving you no assists, he's not giving you no rebounds, he's not giving you no blocks, no steals, nothing like that. I'd rather give that to the person averaging 20s, like 29, but also is giving me like 5 rebounds a game, 6 assists a game, and 1 steal, 2 steals a game, stuff like that. Yeah. Like you're averaging a lot less on points, but you're doing more broader for the team.
For the bigger picture.
Like I would give it to that person. But you have to play offense and defense. I don't, you can't just be the full scorer. Or else, if it was just offense, players like Draymond wouldn't be in the league. If it was just pure offense and points, a lot of players wouldn't be in the league. And people overlook those kind of players.
No, 100%.
Yep. So that would probably be my MVP. It's hard at this point to keep deciding between both of them. Giannis, I think, is a lot closer than he should have gotten more votes than he deserved.
I know Giannis. I know Giannis is livid though.
I don't think so.
But do you think though, if Milwaukee did advance to the next round, they would have given it to Giannis?
No.
Joel would have.
Because by the way, when they announce the MVP, they already have decided. They're just waiting to announce it.
Like before the playoffs?
Yeah, before the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
By the end of the regular season, like they already know who it is.
Oh, I see.
And they're just they'll announce it like halfway through the playoffs. They're not deciding and counting votes and stuff.
But that was kind of weird. Because he's in the playoffs. Like they gave it to him before the game started. Because usually they do like a press conference.
I think. They're watching the press conference. So do you mean that video where they're sitting in that room and
and
they're watching the press conference on TV? They're not giving it to him like right then and there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right. Like they're watching the announcement. I think it was Charles Barkley who announced it.
I think so.
Somebody announced it. I can't remember.
Yeah, Charles Barkley.
I love him. I loved him as a player.
He's cool.
But I was really disappointed that they fired the coach. Right. Because
Milwaukee?
Milwaukee fired their coach.
Yeah, that was
Mike Budenholzer. Excuse me if I mispronounced your
name.
Who
else? Who's gonna be up for that job?
But he's the championship winning coach, and even though they didn't, bear with me, even though they didn't make it to further this year in the playoffs, the team still got better. Like
not that too. Like he changed the whole franchise.
He changed the whole franchise. So to fire him, one bad season, and it's not even they just didn't. Everybody was healthy. They didn't win, bro. The whole thing was a shambles. Giannis was out 2 games. People forget Giannis was out 2 fucking games.
Bro, it's a dirty business.
It is a dirty business.
It's a dirty business.
It is a dirty business.
He will get another job somewhere else. It's not like it's not.
I think he will. People said Ime didn't get another job.
No, he will get picked up.
But he got a job in Rockets. He got a job with Houston.
He got the job with Houston?
Yeah, Ime Udoka, he got the job with Houston, and he's going to be banging all the people in that organization.
Who got? Sorry,
Ime Udoka was the coach. Was the Boston coach. Yeah, it was the Boston coach
the one
who got fired.
was sexual assaulting girls and stuff like that.
He wasn't sexual assaulting. He was just having an affair.
Oh, okay, my bad. That was allegations. He was just out there.
He was having an affair. The rumor is it wasn't sexual assault. That much we know. But the rumor is that he was definitely sleeping with somebody. Sleeping with people within the organization, and that person is supposed to be I guess a family member of somebody high up or something like that. Oh, that's the rumor that's been going around.
But he got the job at Houston Rockets.
So now he recently got a job with the Houston Rockets.
Because Houston, this is just my theory. This makes sense now because Houston Rockets are
trash.
Are putting a lot of bid on bringing back James Harden back to the Rockets. So I feel like this dude wants to just go to the strip clubs with him. But I could see Harden go back to the Rockets because of the strip clubs.
Right. Really, I have a point at the end of the sports, but how do you feel about your Knicks?
They played today, but the Heat beat them, so the Heat is up 2-1.
I don't have any from the way they've been playing the last 2 games. I know didn't they win the first one or the second one?
They won the first one.
And they lost 2 back to back.
No. They lost the first one. They won the second one because Butler wasn't playing. Well, it's one of those. I forgot.
Either way,
But the game,
watched
the game that they
him.
played, the game that they won, Butler wasn't playing, and Butler was standing on the sideline smirking. He's like, "This is not gonna happen." And today he smoked them. So they're 2-on. I feel like Miami, it's gonna be Miami Celtics now. And then, so,
You think so?
yeah, but then, dude, like low key, like I would feel bad for Butler because, dude, every year he just comes so close.
He made it to the finals once.
I know, but he was carrying the team by himself.
That
Like,
finals team was pretty good.
But dude, he's getting so close to a ring, and I kind of low key want him to get a ring because he's such a good player.
Not everybody can win a ring. But
Everybody, if he goes to the Warriors,
I don't think New York is gonna make it. I think I'm with you there on the Miami.
I love the city, but the way y'all playing, I feel like the Heat is gonna beat you.
I'm a Miami.
Unless Butler gets injured.
Boston Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
I was disappointed with how I didn't think that they should have brought back Embiid to play Game 2 in Boston, because they won Game 1 and Harden played fire. Other players
Harden
played
made
fire.
that clutch shot at the end.
He dropped 45. He was making every clutch shot. He was
Yeah.
making all these shots all game, and a very efficient 45 too. But I think that they should have given Embiid 1 day's rest, and they were already up 1-0, and I would have just said, run it back. Let's see if this lineup gives Boston more trouble than the Embiid lineup, because they've probably been preparing for Embiid being there, and their defense and everything, their game plans have been around how to deal with Embiid.
But it's a hard choice, man.
It is a hard choice, but if I'm up 1, I would have brought him back at home. I would have given him an extra rest. You have the excuse to do it because you're like, he's hurt. We have an excuse. Nobody's gonna question us. We can sit him down and rest him. He will have an extra day's rest because he played like trash that game. Would have had an extra day's rest, right? Would have come back at home, right? Probably been better. And say for like they ball out again, Harden balls out again the next game, I'm going to know as a coach, I'm going to make the hard decision, be like, my guy Embiid, this team is you're not suited to play in this game. I would have given Embiid less minutes, because if the end game is to win a championship, like against this team, Harden, this small ball works best. Embiid, reliability at this point.
Yeah.
But they had an excuse they had a good excuse to experiment, and I think Doc Rivers fumbled it. So,
no, that's good. I'm gonna be looking at my phone because the game is on, and Lakers are up by 3, and it's only first quarter, 4 minutes left, and
4 minutes left
in the first quarter.
Oh damn, that went by quick.
That's what I'm saying. That's why we need to get this over quick, because I need to watch my boys.
No, we're not gonna cheat the fans out of a full episode.
We're gonna watch my boys. This is the last time we're gonna see LeBron against Steph Curry.
That's not true. There's still
in the playoffs.
We're 2 games.
Talking about like in the series.
Oh, I thought you meant the series.
I'm not missing shit.
That's fine. Whatever.
So what's next?
All right. I wanted to say just one last thing, because you mentioned the Houston Rockets, and there are organizations in basketball that gaslight the fans into making them think they care about winning.
Yeah, they don't.
They're not caring about winning. They'll sign big stars and be like, see, we're trying and all that shit. They're signing big stars to get you guys to show up to the stadiums, not to actually win games and win championships.
If you think of a team from Texas, there's only one good team, the Mavericks. So I think the Houston Rockets need to leave Houston and go to Seattle, reopen Seattle Sonics, and that's it.
The Spurs are really have the championships and have the history of winning and the history of giving a crap about, because it's not just the Duncan days. Like, people forget it's back to like the Robinson days.
Yeah, but Spurs has this one. Spurs has this thing where it's like the fundamentals of basketball. Like, it's the basic and it works, but they just need
Well, that's Coach Pop. That's more Coach Pop than the Spurs.
And honestly, Coach Pop to me is top 3 best coaches of all time.
What's his name? You know how I feel about Mark Cuban. Love the hustle. Seems like he really wants to win. He's a genuine fan of basketball.
That's one of my favorite owners.
But the way he talks to the fans and stuff, he's like, he gives me Elon of basket. He gives me Elon of basketball fans.
Bro,
just be talking to the fans, hyping them up and all sorts of shit.
As you should, bro.
Yeah.
He's the only owner that makes the tickets so cheap so fans can actually go there with their families and watch it.
That's true. I didn't like I said, I like him.
Another owner that I feel like he might be the same, but it depends when the stadium is done building, is the Clippers owner. The guy from Microsoft, because he's always at the games.
Larry Ellison.
But we'll see how he is when the stadium is built and see how.
From Oracle, not Microsoft.
He started with Microsoft.
No. But he's the owner of Oracle.
Yes, I know, but I'm saying he started with Microsoft. Yes, okay. Literally, you can see him dancing with
Bill's too old to dance.
No, this is when the Microsoft 98 came out. Like, they were doing the press conference. You know how they used to do. Like, he was right there dancing and being crazy himself. Like, he never changed. But I'll see how he is as an owner when he has his own stadium, see how the tickets are, stuff like that. But Mark Cuban, man, like, honestly, like if I lived in Texas, I would be a Mavericks fan because it'd be very affordable for me to go to
Probably
every
would
fucking
too.
game.
But the Suns also took they made the Suns owner recently, like a couple days ago, made
He
the
made it
Suns
free.
game on local TV.
Yes, yes,
Right,
yes. I
so
did see that.
he
I
took it off
respect him to that.
cable.
I respect
So
him to
yeah,
that
much respect.
because he had when you buy a new team, it's gonna be like, okay, how fast can I get my money back first, then profit. But for him to be like, you know what, this makes more sense for the fans. There's even people that I work with. They were like, dude, like I had to pay for DirecTV just to watch my Suns, and I was like, well, that's crazy. But you're a hardcore fan, so I
Guys,
accept
get
it.
YouTube TV, all of you. Get YouTube TV.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Don't get
But
cable no more.
but listen, for him to do that, and he said that there's gonna be a higher chance of people watching the game and fans. But dude, at the end of the day, that's cool. But fucking
Well,
fix the ticket pricing.
also you have to remember these tickets sell out real quick and then it's resale. I don't want to
No,
blame the
because it's
teams.
like
I don't want to blame the teams entirely for that
because at the end of the day too, like man, the real fans are always watching the game either at home or outside the stadium. The ones in there, they're just there because it's like, oh, I'm at a playoff game, and then like they're not really like passionate because bro, what type of people go to a basketball game and they leave like fourth quarter if the team is down by 12 points? I'm like, bro, there is possibility to come back. That's how you know the fake fans from the real ones.
we just got we went to the Lakers Suns game in December,
Yeah, I
like the
remember that.
19th,
I remember
and we were getting whooped. Like after the second half, I said we're just gonna walk around.
No,
We didn't leave, but we walked around. We were getting drinks and just
dude,
having a good time.
sometimes you'll miss the greatest
LeBron was
moment.
already injured. AD wasn't playing. It was just Russ. Like
Yeah.
I was like, this is not this. We're already getting our ass whooped. But no, I blame the people I blame for ticket prices are what's it called? Oh my god, I forgot. Live Nation. Who's the who's the ticket vendor? I forgot their name.
Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster. Thank you. I blame Ticketmaster and the resellers. You guys are the like the resellers. You guys are the pricks. All right. You guys are the reasons I can't get no good shoes. Y'all, well, scalpers are the reason. Resellers are the ones I can't get no good shoes because they sell out in 10 minutes. You guys using all those fucking bots. Right. Ticketmaster, all your fucking fees. All right. I want to buy $100 ticket. Come to cash checkout is like 160. I said this is bullshit.
It's bad, dude.
Right.
It's
Like
so
fuck
bad.
all of you. I remember Joe Rogan went on a rant about, and isn't that why Schultz? Didn't they? Don't they have a comedy club or something? Didn't Joe buy a comedy club or something?
Yeah,
Just
so
to circumvent all of this shit.
well, yeah, well, now we're gonna be talking about tickets from the sport, but
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Let's move on to let's call this entertainment.
Yeah, so Joe
Right.
Rogan opened a comedy club in Texas, not far where he moved to. It's called the Spaceship or something like that. But what's nice about it is that
Comedy ship? I don't know.
it's a comedy club that he built.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
But no phones allowed. They take your phone away. You don't know who's performing, and the tickets already sold out in advance most of the time. And
Damn.
then, but you're getting like great comedians, like top A-list comedians. Everything's affordable, and the money goes back to the staff, and it goes back to the club, and that's why. And he pays the comedians like very well because he doesn't need the money. He knows that.
I can imagine as long as you're breaking even or making a small profit, you're good.
But one show that I was like, man, imagine paying like a regular ticket and then you sitting there and the person that comes by is Dave Chappelle. I'm like, what a great freaking. But I mean, like that's kind of dope because Joe Rogan's been to small clubs, small comedy clubs, to huge ones. So the fact that he knows what works and what doesn't, and every single person that online that I saw, they were like, this is like the best comedy club I've ever been to. Yeah. So, but he did that on purpose too because the tickets is from the company. He doesn't use like a third party website like Ticketmaster or type of thing.
Yeah, straight from the.
And a lot of comedians
do that?
and a lot of comedians like Schultz is coming this
he was
next
selling
weekend,
his tickets,
and he sold the tickets through the club, so the club can get their percentage and he gets his own.
But then I remember I was listening to one like an older episode of Rogan when he was talking about clubs and like certain venues and Ticketmaster have this like unspoken bond, like, oh, we won't like promote talent here. There was some I can't I don't want to I don't want to misrepresent it, but long story short, like Ticketmaster and then we're doing some sketchy shit with like the venues, like they won't support like certain venues or like if they're not selling like through Ticketmaster and stuff like that. It was some sketchy shit, but yeah, so fuck you guys. Right.
That's right. Warriors are up by 6, baby.
Yeah. Oh well. But
your Lakers are out.
Bro, it's the second quarter.
Your Lakers are out. Bro, it's over.
Hey. We got this. We got this game. This is game 1 at home. This is game 1 at Lakers. We got this game.
No.
Right, don't worry about it. Watch any new shows?
Yes, on Netflix. It's been out. It's called The Night Agent. Fire.
The Night Agent.
I'll give you a little
describe.
I'll give you a preview. He's an FBI agent. The first scene starts off him in the subway in DC, and then somebody leaves a bag and walks away. and he like he's an FBI agent, so he gets suspicious. Opens the back, there's a bomb, sh- um, stops the train, gets everybody out, and explodes. So he saves a lot of lives.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then then the next scene is like a year later, and he has a job in the White House, and his job is literally just to go through like documents. But there's a phone, and the phone, if it rings, they have to like give him like a special code, and he will like go through the folder to see what type of like code that is,
Okay.
and he'll make sure he gets some help. But that phone never rings. And then he's also going through a problem where all these conspiracy theorists think that he was part of the bombing and the train. He's like, how can an FBI agent be at the train? You know what I'm saying? Like, type of thing. But the phone rings. A girl finds out her uncle and her aunt are agents, and she was with them at that time when they got like ambushed. And her uncle told us like, hey, call this number and say this code, and that's the same number that he works at. And then next, he goes and finds her and trying to help her to survive. It's really, really good.
What platform is it on?
Netflix.
Netflix.
I know I'm not explaining it really good, but like it's so good because I like the detail of it. Like for example, when she was on the phone with him and the guys were trying to like kill her because they saw her that she saw their faces.
Okay.
She runs to a house, and he was like, "Okay, find the bathroom, lock the door, but don't go in, and shut the door so it looks like you're in there." And he's like, "Then go for the furthest room and hide there." So the guys thought that she was in the bathroom because it was
but
loud.
don't unlock.
Like like little details of him like giving her like tips of how to survive. I was like, this is very, very good, accurate stuff.
It's like the beginning of Taken.
Yes.
When he's like, get under the bed, and then sweetheart, they're gonna take you.
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
need
yeah.
you to describe everything when
Yes,
they do,
yes,
and it's
yes.
like scream out. Same thing. Like he's just giving her advice,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
in that
yeah.
scenario,
Like
how to
those
survive.
type of things, yeah. Because I saw another movie. I tried to watch it. My boy told me to watch it. It's called AKA. It's on Netflix too, and it's about like a spy agents as well. And like the first scene that he's kidnapped by ISIS, right? This is the scene. He gets kidnapped by ISIS. They put him in the cave. In the cave, there's jail cells somehow, some way.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy, like, he's a spy, so he has like a pin and he takes the handcuffs off. And then he ends up like killing the ISIS. But as soon as he shoots the ISIS guy with his own gun, a ring alarm goes off. I was like, what kind of fucking
Like
cave is
dun
this?
dun,
Like,
the
no, like,
ring.
and I was like, what kind of fucking shit is this?
Wait, when you say ring alarm, like the doorbell, like door.
No, like the fire alarm.
Oh, fire alarm. Okay,
But I'm like,
I
what
thought you
kind
meant
of
like the Amazon, like
no?
the
But
ring
I'm like, what kind of cave is this?
has a fire alarm. Hey, they have.
Bro, it's a cave. Like it just didn't make any sense to me. Like everyone's like, well, it's just a movie. Relax. I'm like, no.
They have
I
zoning
get
and
it.
they have zoning laws in the middle
Yeah,
of the
like
desert too. You
no,
know,
the fact there's
shit.
jail cells inside a cave. Like they built bars. I'm like, bro, look, I get it. It was like, oh, it's just a movie. I'm like, no. At this time of age, you have to be very accurate.
I
Like,
think they could. I think they could do like bars. And
you
shit
can't
like
you
that.
can't get away with stuff like this with movies
have
because
to.
it's corny.
Well, they did, don't you remember Iron Man? They had like whole chambers and shit.
That's
And
different. That's
computers
Marvel,
and all
bro. That's
that,
Marvel. We're
but
talking about a movie that's like it can be on based off true stories.
they might. I don't know. They probably talked to a Marine and they were like, "My guy, my guy."
Oh,
In
yeah, yeah,
Afghanistan, they got
no,
they got jails and
that's
shit. They got all sorts of
bro,
shit happening.
no. The only accurate thing about that freaking part is that they drive Toyotas.
They just what?
They were driving a Toyota truck.
Oh,
And until this day, it still boggles me how they get those cars to over there.
yeah.
Toyota needs to be investigated.
Oh, Toyota's selling to everybody. They're like, oh, every military guy's it.
There's a side note. Did you ever hear about that guy? I think he's in Texas. Speaking of yeah. He owns a plumbing company and he sold his truck. And the truck had these advertisements. And apparently, like, the truck was sold to another company, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, he looks at the news and it was an ISIS segment and his truck was there. But they never took the advertisement off and he was trying to sue the company that sold the truck.
Damn.
That shit, to me, that shit was hilarious. Imagine you just sold
I'd be mad.
your truck company and it's just like, it's in Russia and they're just invading Ukraine with your truck. It's just like fucked up, dude.
They say the Lost in the Desert podcast car just
Yeah.
in the background.
That'd be fucked up.
You see the Google car that you know what? I'll get to that. Do you see the Google Earth car or the Google Maps car that hit that person and it was caught on the street
And then
view?
the screen, yeah,
That's pretty
that
funny. Anyway, I finally finished episode 4 of Demon Slayer, and I wanted to talk about. Oh, I complained to you that episode 5 isn't out yet, and I forgot it's Saturday, not Sunday. So episode 5 will be out tomorrow. Episode 4 of Demon Slayer got really, really good. Homeboy figured out how to hurt those. Remember I told you those demons that split and every time more of them come out? So he found a way.
I promise you, I'm just looking at this.
Dude, I know it's sports, bro. I get it. I'm not mad. I get it. I would be doing the same thing.
At me.
I didn't say shit. Your guilty
Carry
conscience
on,
is the
my
one.
bad. I cut you off. My bad. That's my fault.
No. So anyway, I forget what was I saying. Oh yeah, so they figured out them demons that keep splitting. Right,
Yeah.
they finally figured out how to fuck them up. Right, they figured out the vase demon. He, I guess, creates giant animals that he controls. You
Mm-hmm.
can't slice the head off. You got to cut the fucking vase. That's how they die. And then for the four niggas that keep splitting, that cowardly nigga who split into real G's,
Mm-hmm.
finally figured out he got to hit the tongue, right? And it doesn't kill them, but it like slows them down. At the end of the episode, they had, I won't say who, one of the Hashira was coming to save them in the village. I won't tell you which one. And it's like the last clip of this episode, and then it cuts off to the end credits, and we finally see Tanjiro's fucking sister fight, because how it became to be, she at the very episode 1 of the whole show, she got bitten and like turned into a demon.
Yeah.
And in like in the village got massacred. She got bitten, turned into she got turned into a demon, and he keeps her with him. She has like a little bamboo thing over her mouth so she doesn't like bite, and keeps her in like a wooden box, and she carries her around. She has power. She can fight. She's strong. But she finally were able to see her fight, and she's fucking up the other dude. All right, no chill. So finally we're able to see her. I think we're gonna see a lot more of her. Can't wait till episode 5 tomorrow comes out, so I can see what the hell happens and how it continues. Because we're 5 episodes in. Demon Slayer is not known for like their long seasons. So that means episode 5, 6, 7, 8, and I maybe 9 when they finish should be full of shit.
And since every time you've been mentioning Demon Slayer, I've just been seeing it everywhere. Even like when I'm like thrift shopping, there'd be like a T-shirt. I'm like, God,
I'm telling you, Tanjiro, I love it. But yeah, can't wait. Cannot wait for that to come out. So that's going to be my new thing. I haven't watched any other Oh no, I went back to continue Handmaid's Tale, because I was one of those people. I didn't watch it when it first came out, and man, it's depressing. Every time they do a flashback, like I'm just like, fuck, this is so sad. But also kind of like this could really, it's one of those just like Last of Us where like this really could happen. This is not even far from the realm of reality. This very much could happen, and we could all be fucked. No, I can't. And it's also one of those shows where you're like, you can sort of tell this is a bad idea, sweetheart. Like, don't mess with this person. They're gonna fuck you up. And she doesn't do it, and she keeps doing it. Fuck around
and find out type of shit.
Fuck around and find out. Do you know the premise of Handmaid's Tale?
No.
Oh, it's sort of a future. Rebels come and take over. Like the capital. They put everything in martial law. They suspend the constitution, all that crap, and then they start rounding people up, and they start living like old Bible times. Right, all the laws and everything like old Bible times. Yeah. So first things first, they cut off all women's access. Like women can't own anything. So she finds out, like, oh, my credit card like got declined, all of that, and it's like now her husband is the one who can pull cash out everything for her. Secondly, so it's now they basically go to the Middle East. We're now Saudi Arabia.
Don't throw the Middle East in the bus, fucking bitch. No, it's not.
It's now Saudi Arabia. Whatever.
That's the dumbest comment could have fucking said. Fuck you. There's a lot of women rights in the Middle East. Piece of shit. No, but that was funny. They take over the capital and they suspend the constitution. The first thing is like, yeah, we're gonna take away women's rights.
once the rebels like women's rights, y'all bitches can't vote, you can't work, you can't own property, you can't own shit.
Oh my god!
Right?
What the fuck?
But they're also doing this because like population and fertility is really declining, and they're like, I don't know.
So they want them to stay like reproduce.
Well, I'll get to how it gets fucked up.
Get it quickly,
right? They start rounding up the gays. Niggas is escaping to Canada and shit, and like Mexico. Yeah. Right. This is only like in America. It's not a global thing. Then the women who are like barren, right? The women who are fertile and have like had kids like recently and can continue to have kids. Yeah. They get rounded up and turned into basically like pregnancy. They become wombs. They become like slave wombs.
Yeah, yeah.
They become like slave wombs. Reproduce. And their job is to reproduce. They get trained, and you're reproducing for like important people or like people who can't have like babies. So what they're called a handmaid. She'll be assigned a house.
Facts.
Right. Her job is literally, she doesn't even like serve or anything. Her job is just to like get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And they will have like a ceremony when she's at like her most fertile, and on some baby thing they keep referencing like Jacob's wife, like in the Bible, like how she got the handmaid will lay on the wife's like legs, like between the wife's legs, and then basically leg spread, and then the husband like looking at the wife is fucking the handmaid to get pregnant. And then that's it. Like it's not an
Ugh.
emotional thing, and then they get up and leave. She's not allowed to interact. It's
Yeah.
gross,
Yeah.
bro. The way they just fuck her up,
Yeah.
and it's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Like pretty fucking creepy.
Was there any questions for us this week?
We got 0 questions, but I have a question for you. So
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. And then we can end it with that. You know what I'm saying?
no, we have tech. Remember,
Oh,
I have a tech
Jesus.
thing.
Okay, we're gonna go do it.
It's not a long tech thing, but I just want to
Please.
show y'all how you guys are scammed and how you guys can improve your
Cool,
lives.
Perfect. Yep. Go for it. What's my question?
My question for you is, what are the 5 characteristics when you're dating? Like, say you're on a date with somebody.
Oh, we're
The
asking-
5
we're asking dating?
characteristics.
Oh, then it's
The
gonna take
5
forever.
characteristics
I'm not gonna end up watching
that
this
turn
Warriors
you
game.
off from a person, not sexual. The 5
Easy.
things that
Easy.
I guess British people call icks, we call cringe, like whatever it
No,
is. Like,
it's an American thing too.
no, icks is a British thing.
Well, they probably took it because I heard of the ick thing, and then we say red flag.
Red flag. Well, it's not supposed to be bad. It's supposed to be things that like make you go, oh
Yeah.
man, like ugh.
5 things
Like-
from a woman.
5 things from yeah.
If she's still going out to clubs and like drinking, like where like drinking aggressively.
On your first date,
First
If
date,
she's-
or that's what she does like for fun. To me, it's like red flag.
even if it's with you.
No, I mean,
Okay,
like, there's no
okay.
need
You know
for
what?
it.
These are your criteria, not mine. What do I
Yeah,
care?
like if she's if she okay, I'll say this per perspective. If she's still in the nightlife scene,
Nightlife scene.
yeah, like because right now, like like I'm at the age of turning 30. Like if you're 21, obviously I'm not gonna be looking at 21s, but like
So
Yeah.
she's like, oh, I love to go to this club, yeah, and you're
you're
like,
like-
and you're immediately like, ugh.
and you're like in your 30s, like what are you doing?
You're like, come on, girl, we both 32. Ugh.
Exactly, like get her over. Like you should have got this over phase at 21. That's my red flag. I'm like get out. 2, if she doesn't take her health seriously. If like I'm just like, hey, we need to like meal prep her, then she's like, no,
I feel like that overlaps with the first one, but that's fine.
kind of. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
health. If she doesn't have her own set of goals.
Okay.
I mean, because you want somebody that's always motivated, has ambitions, and the same thing.
Mm.
Another 4. If she doesn't know how to shut the fuck up, now I'm just kidding.
Shut up. I can't stand you.
I think 4 has to be. I want her to be family oriented. Because
Okay.
because for me as like a man, I want a woman that has she can understand like hey, like we need to have a family. Like that's for me, it's like a big flex. Like have a solid home type of thing, or where she's not like I don't want no kids. I want to just like do my own thing. I'm like no, that's a red flag for me. Like because that means that you don't give a fuck about nobody else. Last one's gonna be hard because there's so many. If she's a bad communicator,
Bad communicator. Like
bad
what?
communication, like if she's not very open about certain things, if she likes to just keep it to herself, I'm like no. Like communication to me, that's one thing. In relationships, the biggest thing for me is communication.
Okay.
If something bothers you, tell me on the spot. If you need something, tell me on the spot. Don't make me try to guess it. Don't make me try to
Play mind games.
mind games type of thing. Like for example, if a girl was like, "Hey, Issam," if like I'm dating a girl, she's like, "Issam, you know what? I would love to have a nice set of flowers every other Friday." Cool. I would definitely do that. I'll get you the best flowers every other Friday, or maybe every Friday, whatever you like. Just tell me. Don't be like, "Oh, like you don't never buy me flowers." Tell me what you want. I don't need to like guess certain things and then like do this type of things. Like just tell me. And honestly, for women, if you have a guy, just stop and just tell him. I promise you, us guys will do it. Just stop doing this whole thing where like I need him to do it by himself. I was like, we don't think about shit like
I think they just want. They're like they don't really care about the thing. Well, not all. Some a lot. Some women probably do care about the thing. I think
No, but it'd
others
be
care.
nice.
Others care about like I don't really care what you get me. It's the fact that you're
Yeah.
like thinking of me in your spare time.
Yeah.
I
No,
think that's
because-
kind of what like some people want.
No, I'm telling you, like I'm just giving an example about
Yeah,
the flowers,
I know.
but like communication is a very big thing for me. Like if you, like I said, like if you want something, just tell me. And also like I hate surprises. Like if you like surprise, I hate it. Just if I wanted something for my birthday, I'll tell you. Honestly, like that was one thing. I was like, hey, I'll just tell you because I don't want to just sit there and pretend I like this gift. like like, and that
I would
goes
say
back to
when in doubt-
communication.
When in doubt, just give me money.
Oh no, but that goes back to communication. Communication is a big thing. But I will give this advice. I know this has nothing to do with the 5. From a guy's perspective, to the person from a guy, if whatever how long you dated this person, like your girl, whatever, the way that you have that energy where you're trying to get her in the first time of trying to take her time, trying to take her on a date, keep that same energy throughout all the years. To never get comfortable, regardless how much you guys been dated or if you guys are engaged or married, keep that same energy. Every other 2 weeks or something like that, go do something fun. Go do a hobby. Go do like one of those like drinking paint type of thing, or um, go to the park, or like keep it active. Like, do not get comfortable, regardless of how much she loves you. She tells you, like we're always forever. Do never get comfortable, because that's where everything goes wrong. And again, I cannot say this any more time. Communication is key.
Okay.
That's my thing.
You took your 5 a lot more seriously than I did.
Yes,
my
because
5.
because I've been in a relationship and I did make mistakes, and I learned from mistakes way too late. And that's what I always tell. I even tell this to my friends. It's like, do never ever get comfortable.
My things that make me cringe.
Yeah.
When I'm talking to somebody, number one, if you ask me about astrology, stop asking me what my birthday is or what my sign is on the first day. Don't matter. That's not nobody's business. That's nobody's. I don't care.
I can already
tell.
No,
I don't care. All right. You know what? If you astrology people want to know, like if you astrology people think take a guess.
Karim
right?
is born
take
in
a
December.
guess. Take a guess in the comments.
Karim is born in December.
Right. I could be a Scorpio. You don't know.
Fuck do I care?
I don't care either. But anyway, stop asking me about my sign. Right? That's the first thing to make me.
One. I should have fucking said that.
That's the first thing that makes me go, ugh, not this shit again.
You know what? Sorry to cut you out, but I know what mine should have been. If you ask me about my love language, because remember I went off on that one.
I don't think the love language one is that bad.
It's the same shit as zodiac sign, but
no, it's not. We'll do it another day.
Okay.
Second one, right?
Yeah.
You talk to me about crystals, right? On the first day, right? You start to talk to me about crystals.
If she you walk into her house and there's just a bunch of rocks,
and it's like I walk into the house and it's like rock, stone, and you say anything other than it's fashionable, I'm like,
no, you're not even allowed to touch them, right?
I don't know about that. I've never been in that scenario. I've turned around too quick.
Person like that. I worked with a person like that. She would have it on her desk and she'd be like, "You're not allowed to touch it because then it takes away the energy." And I just thought, I was like, what the fuck do these people believe in? Right.
So yeah, first thing. So let me finish my 5. I let you go on your rant, right? I'm telling you, you asked me about what my sign is, and I walk into and it's just nothing but crystals. That's not gonna stop me. No, don't believe me. That's not gonna stop me from being friends with you. I have hella friends who are very, very spiritual. Yeah, I really do respect other people's beliefs and stuff. But when we're talking about relationship, and I got to deal with that for the rest of my life, it's gonna be exhausting.
It's gonna change their whole lives.
Right? It's gonna be exhausting. Like I'm more than capable of being friends with very spiritual people. I have lots of them. I'm not that arrogant, but
go for it.
In terms of relationship, that drives me insane. Yeah, the astrology sign, the crystals, right?
What else?
Right. The third one, bro.
What is it?
Clumpy makeup. Shitty. I look at your face, and your face is caked with makeup.
I can see that.
That shit gross. My issue isn't having makeup. My issue is poorly applied makeup.
About when it's like white powder and it's like
when you look at somebody and you're like, I'm seeing balls of whatever makeup on your skin. I'm like, this is poorly applied. Like you might be very pretty without the makeup. Like you don't need to do all this.
I'm not gonna lie, you're the first guy that was like, I really care about her makeup.
No, because it's a red flag. Like that means you don't take shit seriously. That means you don't take shit seriously in life. I look at that shit and I'm like, ugh.
I think you should have said it differently. If she always have to have makeup on.
No, I don't care about that.
I feel like a woman should embrace her natural looks.
I don't care about that. I don't care about if you have to have makeup on, right? I just care if your makeup is very poorly applied, and it's it's clumpy and thick, and I'm like, damn, this is a lot of fucking makeup.
Fair,
man.
fair. That's fair enough.
Right?
Because
our friends apply makeup. When I look at you, I should not be able to tell that you have makeup on. Yeah, or I should be able to know that you have a little bit of makeup on.
Yeah, but my friend is when it comes to that, she's like a fucking professional artist. So
okay, and what about the other friends we have? She's not the only one.
She shits on them.
That's not my point. Either way, the other ones, it looks.
That was, you know who you are.
Right. By the way, we take in husband applications, so if you make anything above $500,000 a year, message us. You might apply.
Honestly, the more I get older now, the more I'm about to go back to the homeland and just find me a good woman there.
Don't be lazy. Anyway, what was I said? The third one was the makeup, right? Third one was the makeup, right? Poor eater. When I say a poor eater, that means somebody who only eats 3 ingredients, right? If you eat chicken all the fucking time, right?
Like you're talking about
If
home
you're
or when you
not
go out.
when you go out at home, whatever, like if you're not just willing to experience, like, oh, I don't
Oh, so
eat
you
this.
like a
If you're a
person that
poor
can eat.
eater,
You like a person that can
yeah,
eat.
show me
Huh?
what that mouth do. I need
Hey
you to know how to
yo!
eat. I need you to know how to. I need you to be like, you know what? I can eat more than just like 3 dishes in my life. I can experiment with like new stuff,
I'm not gonna lie. I do like a girl
right?
that can eat. I'm not gonna
Like
lie.
I don't want you
I do
to.
like, even though I'm all about like trying to get the health right now because this is the point of my life is all about getting dieting and stuff like that. But I do like a girl that can eat. Like if I have a cheat meal and we go get some tacos and stuff like that, you better grub with me because I don't want to just eat it by
Exactly.
myself.
I need you to be able to. I need you to be able to like
That's fair.
worldly
That's
and
fair.
stuff. I don't care if you can
Okay.
cook or not. I just need you to be able to
Okay,
like, you
that's
know what,
4.
have taste,
That's 4. That's 4. What's the
right?
last one?
And then I need you to have some level of home training, right? When I
Explain
say
that.
when I say home training, it's stuff like manners, knowing how to go
Yeah.
out to eat,
No
like
class.
yeah.
Have some certain class.
Well, class sounds condescending, but like, you know what? Do you know how to hold a fork and knife properly? Do you know how to like what a napkin is supposed to be? Like
Yeah,
how
yeah,
you're
I see
supposed to
what you're
hold it? Do you know
The
like basic
class.
etiquette? Don't put your elbows on the fucking shoulder
Yes,
on the
yes.
fucking
Or
table.
chewing loud and stuff.
Chewing loud. Hello, hi, how are you? How's it going?
Yes.
Goodbye. Like basic manners, stuff like that. Those things, if somebody's like sitting there holding the fork like this, I'm immediately like, ugh.
Yeah,
I
no,
can overlook one or
to
two
be
of those
fair
things. I can't.
to
If
be
you have
fair
all
to say
five,
this,
it was never gonna work out.
from a guy's perspective, if you're asking for stuff like this as well, and I know you have that, you have to have that same. Excuse me, you have to have the same thing. So if you
Right.
um, you have certain class in the way you present yourself, then you can ask for that for a woman. You can't be saying that like I want a girl like this, and then you're the opposite.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So no, that's a good one. I'll add another one though. Also, because when it comes to class, I would like a woman how would dress properly and professionally. I don't want a girl to be like bring her to my mother's house and she's half naked the whole time.
I don't care about that. Well,
I care about that
what are we calling like
because
half naked?
like half naked, like
That
she's wearing just like a sports like a bra and like her stomach. I'm like cover yourself because it's like it's very rude.
like
Because
you're going to somebody's house. You don't know these people if they're comfortable or enough or not, comfortable
yeah,
enough or not. You know,
but
some if
have a
you're
certain class though.
yeah,
Have a certain class
if you
though.
go if you go to my house and my mother's like if I know my mother's chill and she's like I don't care if you're just coming back from the gym and you're wearing your gym
No,
clothes
that's
like I
different.
don't give a shit.
I'm talking about like if you're going out to dinner or whatever and you're just like just have some certain class because it's like imagine like
There's a time and place for everything. I think is what you're trying to
exactly
say.
that's
There's
the
a
best
time
way.
and
There's
place
a
for
time for
everything,
everything,
and
but have
not
some
everywhere is like it's not the time.
because also you got to think about it. And would you want your daughter dressed like that?
I don't care about that. Like, what did you
No,
want?
that's how I
The
am.
whole
That's
would you now we're going far,
no, we're not going far.
right? I don't. We're going far on
Mine is
for
like
me.
have some certain class, the way you represent yourself, the way you dress. Because, like
But
I said, the stuff that I'm asking for is the same thing how I am. I'm not saying that she needs to be like this, and then I'm the opposite, where I'm like showing
yeah.
my wearing tank tops and stuff like that. No,
So
the way I want to be professionally dressed, I want you to
yeah,
look the same because we're together.
let me wrap mine up.
Last
No,
one.
don't ask me about my sign, right?
Yes.
No crystals,
Makeup.
right? Don't have thick, unnecessarily clumpy makeup. You're
Yep.
beautiful. Like
Yep.
know how to apply it or
Okay.
don't apply it at all, right? What was that? Like, be open to experiment with new things and foods. I don't want to be chilling with somebody eating the same 3 things. Like, I don't like this, but I
Yeah.
like to eat. I like to go out. I
Fair,
like to
fair, fair.
experiment with foods. And then lastly, what was it? Have some sort of manners, etiquette, and home
class.
training.
That's
right?
I like
I
that.
would put number
Good
6.
stuff.
Number
Yeah.
6 is know how to drive. I can't be with somebody who doesn't know how to drive. Right?
I mean, I would
Not having a car is not the same as not knowing how to drive.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right.
That's good ones. Good job, dude.
Yeah,
That shit
those
made
are
me
you took
laugh.
yours seriously. Yours went deep.
Yeah, because
like you got deep
bro,
and emotional in yours.
because every time somebody asks me, like when we talk about relationship, I always talk about the stuff that I learned from the mistakes I learned, and I always tell this to my good friends. I'm like, don't get me wrong, like I always ask advice from my other friends about like certain things that I need to deal with, but because everybody's always healing and stuff like that. But if I'm giving you advice, I promise you it's from the experience that I went through, and I don't want you to make the same mistakes as I do,
Mhm.
because it's not easy to deal with stuff like that, especially for a man. It's hard because we're supposed to like, oh, eat this up, keep it yourself, and move on. It's not that easy. Sometimes you need to talk to somebody about it, and sometimes you need advice. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Men's mental health is a very serious situation. There's a lot of men that took their lives because of a breakup. And it's crazy.
I will say this: we're finally at a point where we're asking guys to open up, and we're talking about, hey, we need to have some certain level of equality.
As they should.
This is a point where, like, cool, we're asking you to open up. Now when you open up, don't shit on them. Like, now when this person
Exactly.
opens up and tells you about his problems and like what
Yeah.
what's affecting him, don't shit on him,
And
because
it's-
we've worked, like, as a society, I think we've worked very hard to make more and more men comfortable
Yes.
to talk about what troubles them, and then now that when we do, let's not shit on them.
Yeah, like I remember I seen clips of girls like, oh, he was talking about his problems. I don't want to hear about his day. Okay, then he doesn't want to hear about your fucking day either.
Simple. No one.
Simple as that. But it's just crazy to me because, dude, to me, when I see that, I feel bad because there's some guys that still don't know how to ask for help. And it's like, to me, it's like, it's okay. It's okay to go ask for help, man. It's not that hard. Please, if you're going through things, go ask for help. Go, if you know friends are not helping you, go get some new friends.
Mhm.
And then also, like, check on your friends because sometimes you don't know what they're going through. A simple hi, what's up can do so much. But yeah,
Also, don't call everybody your friend. All right.
that's
Know
right.
who you can really trust.
That's right. That's right.
Now,
That's right.
I'm gonna do a very quick tech because
Go for it.
very very quick. This won't be this more maybe like a consumer guideline for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, who does your internet providing? Who's your internet provider?
Cox.
Cox. Do you have the equipment from them or do you have your own?
They gave it to me. Maybe my thing's a bit different because it was during COVID when everybody got sent to be home, and the guy gave it to me for free because apparently like they had a deal with my company.
Okay. How fast is your internet like that?
It's good.
But I mean like what's their plan? Because it'll
I can just log in and show you.
100, 250 through 500.
Well, I don't know about that stuff because this is your shit, but
So
I
I
can tell you
recently
in like 2 minutes. Let me just log in.
Right. So while he's doing that, the reason I asking this question is because I recently got upgraded. I got there. I had my promotional deal from last year when I first moved into the house had expired. They were like, "Hey, had 250 megs." They said, "Hey, the promotional expired."
I don't know. You read this stuff.
Oh, 150. Okay, 150 megabytes. All right, not bad. So whatever router they gave you is will probably be whatever
For
router
150,
modem.
how much should I be paying though?
I don't know about the price. That just depends on.
I'm paying like 40.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
That's fair. Okay, cool.
I'm
Then I'm not getting ripped off then.
I'm paying 67 for 500. Right.
Damn, what do you need 500 for?
How long do you think uploading these
Oh
fucking
yeah, yeah. My
episodes? I
bad,
had
my bad, my
250
bad, my bad, my
before,
bad, my bad, my
and
bad,
they
G,
were
my bad,
like
G.
500 is actually like 80
That's my
something
fault.
dollars.
That's my fault, G. That's
So it's
my
actually 89 dollars something, and the promotion was like you go from 59 to 67, and we'll bump you from 250 to
Yeah.
500. I said bet, perfect,
Yeah.
right?
You have Cox too?
I have Cox too.
Okay.
The reason this is important is because I had a conversation with somebody about this. They're like, oh, why do you need this? Why do you need that? And I asked them about the equipment that they had. When I first moved in, I got a promotion from Netgear to get I think it was like 15-20% off their routers, and I got the Orbi mesh system, right? And I got the router modem combo because I hate having a lot of things in the house, but also because it was fast enough, way fast enough. I don't have gigabit, so I don't need dedicated of each. People don't seem to know about basic like protocols. Like if you never take the router that they give you, sorry, the modem that they give you from the manufacturer. Always buy your own, and always future proof your equipment, right? For example, if you had told me you had like 500 megabytes, right, a second, like download speed or megabits download speed, whatever, and you had the modem that they give you, right? They would give you shitty modems. They give you modems that will never give you the speed,
that you're paying
that
for.
you're paying, that your router like supports, or
Well, why do you think they're doing that? Because they don't want to pay for the
traffic, probably just traffic.
to control the traffic.
Yeah, to control that, probably controls the traffic, means less download
So
speeds.
your point of view is to buy like off-road them like from Best Buy or Amazon.
Yes, you
that
have to get
that type of thing.
Yeah, so you need to get, if you're doing anything like 250 or above, you need to get yourself a modem that supports DOCSIS 3.1. That's the new protocol.
But don't they have some that they sell and you just make payments off of that?
Yeah, but they're not.
They're still the same thing.
They're still like
so rather
generations
just
back. You're
go
probably
to
gonna get like
Amazon.
DOCSIS like 3.0.
I see. That makes sense.
Right,
Okay.
and this isn't like a brand. This has been around. 3.1 modems have been around for a time.
So
this
there's some
isn't
cheap
new.
ones.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there'll be cheap ones and everything. You're basically like skimping out. My modem router combo was future proofed to the point that one day I had said, okay, one day I'll be able to get very close to gigabit speeds, right? And that's why I bought it, so I don't have to upgrade. It was like 450 or something. Like after I have a satellite, everything.
Cool.
You guys need to really do a lot more research in this because you are missing out on so much. And the person I talked to was basically telling me like they were also paying for like 500, but they didn't have the right like equipment. They're like, oh,
So
I'm never getting it.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you're missing out.
You're missing out on high speed.
Right?
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
So this is something that I thought, I think everybody at this point should invest
That's
in.
a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, because you guys are missing out. Go check. If you have anything above 250.
Because a lot of people don't think about it because when they sign up, they be like, hey, we're giving you a modem. And if sometimes people, first of all, sometimes you don't get a free one. Sometimes they charge you to be like, well, it's only going to be $5 a month because you're not going to notice the difference and you're still getting ripped off. because you can just get them same price modem that's actually going to help you. Because
Yep.
like I said, my story is a little bit different because I literally talked to the guy and he was like, I was like, have you had internet at your studio before? And I was like, no, I never had. I don't like watch TV or do anything. I'm always on my phone if I need to watch anything.
Yeah.
He's like, okay. He's like, what's your budget? And I was like, look, man, whatever the cheapest you got
Give
and
it to
whatever the
me.
less I need to pay. He goes, okay, give me 2 seconds. He's like, what company you work for? I told him the company I work for. 5 minutes later, he goes, look, man, we can be there by tomorrow morning. The box will be there. There's no charge, and it's $30 a month. And I was like, say less.
All right. So that was basically
That was
my
my
thing.
story.
I'm gonna just wrap up. I'm just gonna summarize this for what you guys need to do
Yep.
for the future. Right.
Go for it.
Firstly, stop getting these modem plans that use like the SIM card from like your T-Mobile and all that. They're crap. Right. Basically, you're at the mercy of if they have good coverage in that area. They're bullshit. Stop buying those. Secondly, get yourself future-proofed equipment. Go get yourself any sort of modem that supports DOCSIS 3.1. I love Netgear. Netgear, really my favorite company.
That's the best. I heard. Yeah.
Right, they're my favorite. Nighthawk is really good too.
Yep.
Secondly, read how big your house is and read how big like the bands. Nothing should be less than like tri-band. None of that dual band crap. Because we have so much technology. Those bands, essentially think of them as like lanes of traffic, I guess. Right. Think of them as that's how much data you're pushing. So if you have lots of equipment, like I have my whole house like connected, so I have a million little things connected. I don't need it slowing down. So I have a tri-band. I think it's tri-band or quad. I think it's tri-band. But anyway, right? Think about how big your house is. Think about the placement. All these little things, so you can actually make the most of what you're paying for. Right? I'm going to recommend Orbi's mesh system. Essentially, it's a router and all these satellites. And instead of range extenders, how range extenders create lots of little networks, the satellite and the main router connect and they create one big network, right? But it takes traffic off and gives you perfect signal upstairs. So, and you don't need to have like rewire your house. You just need to have an electric outlet for the satellite. I have one upstairs, one downstairs. I'm good to go, right? But all these little details you guys are really missing out on. Hopefully I'll be able to, I saw the upload speed, like 42 megabits versus like 12 that I used to have before.
Bro, you're so passionate about
I can't wait to upload episode 1. I'm not uploading it today when we're watching the game. I'm going to,
he's so passionate about Wi-Fi.
right? I love shit like this. I
Yeah,
went.
no,
I
that's cool,
clicked
that's cool.
I clicked update all
Yeah,
on Google
it's-
Play, and it just went click, 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 click,
It's
click.
done. Yeah, cool.
So yeah, today I'm definitely gonna. I'm not gonna upload the episode where we're going to watch the
Perfect.
game. I'm gonna edit it, but I'll wait till I get home to upload it because I
Yeah.
want to see. It usually takes like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours to upload like an episode, and they're like what, almost 20 gig files.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. If it cuts it down to like under 2 hours or
Probably
to an
does.
hour, I'm gonna be like,
Probably
yes, this is the shit. Anywho, well, appreciate it, guys. Let me know in the comments I'm gonna post a clip of the X. Let me know what you
I mean, no,
guys
we got good
or
clips today.
yeah, post let me know in the comments for the video what are your 5 turnoffs like when you go out on a date and you're
Well, we're
talking
gonna
to
post
somebody.
those clips of each of us and just comment on any of them.
They're not gonna see the clip is not gonna have my little speech at the end. So
Yeah, I will.
whatever you see this rant, post the clips. I don't care where you post it as long as
We'll put it in the comments.
I don't care if you put it in the main video.
Yeah. No.
Anything else you want to say?
Nah, man. You had a good week this week.
I did have a good week.
Me too, man. It was not bad at all.
Right. I feel like scum, but I'll tell you later. But
Oh, you feel like it's something? You probably
I feel
gained
like scum.
more weight.
No, actually, I sent you the photo. It's 209. And I maintained.
It's fake.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Hey, fake news.
This guy's putting just.
I'm just like tap.
Yeah,
Let me get to 200.
Yeah.
No.
Nah, good stuff. Good stuff. Proud of you.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend, and yeah, I will see you guys. Well, we will see you guys next week.
Next week, Lost in the Desert podcast.